Hello, everybody. This is Irina Currington, and I am with Hope Reconnect, and just here to share a little bit of my story. I'm just starting out with a situation that happened this morning. I found myself. Have you ever found yourself just feeling a little out of control? Like things just really aren't going quite the way that you planned it, and it feels you kind of feel a little helpless and overwhelmed maybe, and just really discontent sometimes. And anybody ever been there? I know I have many times. And I guess I'll share a little bit of my backstory. So I totally understand how that feels because I felt exactly that way growing up. I grew up in an alcoholic home. I felt so disconnected and just really invisible. Like I was sitting on eggshells or walking on eggshells. Excuse me. Had no idea what was going on, and I felt so confused and so out of control. It was scary. I just wanted to be loved, to be seen, to be accepted. But more than that, I just wanted to be a kid. I wanted to be able to explore, have fun, play, and have a really, really happy home. Like I saw other kids having, laughing and joking, but instead I was worried about my mom and if she was okay because, I remember her sitting in the kitchen, or really leaning up against the kitchen cabinet, crying in the dark. And when I went to go up and comfort her, I got a different response every time. I didn't know what to expect. Was I going to be thrown across the room? Was I going to be welcomed with a hug? Or, what was, I don't know. I was in a constant fight or flight mode because I had no idea what kind of response I was going to get, what was going to happen from day to day. There was really no structure. And even as a baby, I remember holding on to my crib because I was scared. I so desperately wanted to please my mom, my dad, and my stepdad. And, I remember constantly told to be quiet, no space, especially as either in my twos and my teens, there was no space for my emotions. Every time I tried to stand up and assert myself, I felt knocked down. I lost my voice. I lost myself. And by the time I was 16, I was suicidal. I was afraid of myself and what my anger would do. And I thought there was something wrong with me. Thankfully, my mom got help. And thankfully, she actually chose the path of recovery, and that gave us a glimmer, at least me, it gave me a glimmer of hope and some kind of structure. I loved going to the meetings because I could count on it. So that was the only structure really that was in my life at that time. Now let me fast forward to now as a parent. I'm a parent of 6 children. I have, they range from 15 to 2. I've got a set of twins who are 2. So 15, 13, 11, 5, and 2. 2-year-old twins. Back then, when I first became a parent, I wanted to give my kids everything that I didn't get as a child, everything that I couldn't get. And so I showered my firstborn with all the love and attention and praise, empty praise. I found myself just praising for everything. In its own way, I've created a different kind of monster. I thought that my love was enough, would be enough to, give them what they needed. And boy, was I wrong. I know now so many different things that I learned from all of those many, many years of parenting out of guilt, parenting out of shame, parenting out of lack instead of abundance. Have you ever found yourself overgiving and didn't know how to take it back? Have you ever felt completely lost and out of control, even with your kids? Like you've got this screaming 2-year old that at the supermarket or, just at the store or even at your house, and you really don't know what to do. Have you ever struggled to get your kids to just listen to you? Let alone talk about eating your veggies and putting them to bed, or even just getting them to put their clothes on, right? Well, I found out that what we really want is connection. I had this mom guilt that I walked around with, and I constantly parented out of this sense of lack and constantly felt like I was doing everything, but never getting anywhere. And this is what I swore would never happen. I was meant to be a great mom. I planned this for my entire life. I planned what I wasn't going to do. And I swore that I would never become like my parents. But when my time came, here's a picture of my lovely family. There's my older four. And then the twins. We have to go do some more pictures. But anyway, when my time came, I had no clue what I was doing. I'd taken classes. I had watched everybody else's experience, but I still felt inadequate. Like I must be the only mom who was doing it wrong. And I felt ashamed because I really wanted to do it right. So I made list after list after list, thinking that somehow something would stick. I would lay in bed most nights wondering how I can do better, and woke up every morning still feeling stuck. I have folders and files of schedules I made to try to help and figure out something that would actually work. And nothing did for many, many years. And I would feel so, again, that inadequacy. Like I wasn't even a good enough mom. On the inside, I felt so small. Until I realized what I always wanted as a kid. And I remembered that I wanted to be loved and seen, to have fun, and mostly to belong. Once I started focusing on these things, my kids started listening better. We started talking more often with our phones. Still got some ways to work, but we actually started connecting, and instead of just asking the boring old, how was your day? And I started getting to know my kids, truly knowing them, who they are, their hopes, their dreams, and their thoughts. I call this intentional parenting, where I get you from being confused to connected, from frustrated to fulfilled. Being the present, confident, and calm parent that you always wanted to be, without all the books, listening to all the podcasts, doing all of the things that, because I know just what that's like to be that mom. I wonder who I'm talking to today. There's a page that I was reading this morning and again this evening in my devotion. And I just feel led to read it. So I'm just going to do that. So this is from one of my books, but it says, the unpleasant things other people say or do have no power to destroy my peace of mind or ruin my day unless I permit it. Unless I allow it. Do I allow myself to respond? Actually, I'm going to stop there. It says, do I allow myself to respond? And I want to ask you this. Are you responding as a parent, or are you reacting? And friends, I found myself in both categories. And it's easy, especially in a time like this, to get sucked into this reactionary mode. But when we're stuck in this, it's not going to go in pleasantly for anyone. I find myself, when I'm able to respond from a place of authenticity, I get really good results. And I want to help you get there. Are you looking for a group that will help you to be your best self? Or are you looking for some coaching that will help you to be the best parent that you can be? Where we have so many crises, just the whole state of being in a pandemic. And, it's a constant state of crisis, that if we're focusing on that, it can be really, really dreary and black and drab. But there's hope. There is hope. And if you're listening today and you need some hope, I want to tell you, remind you to be encouraged, because there's always a solution. There's always a solution. I am creating a group of parents who are looking to be intentional in their parenting. Do you want to be part of that group? Reach out to me. Send me a private message on Facebook or on Instagram and let me know you're interested. And I would love to have a chat with you. You can also reach me at hopereconnect@gmail.com. So that is hope, HOPERECONNECTS, hopereconnect@gmail.com. On Instagram, you can find me at Hope Reconnect, and on Facebook, you can find me under my name, Irina Currington, CURENTON. I'm so grateful today that I took the time to dig in and dig deep and find myself. As a parent, as a mom, as a person, I believe it's so important to start with you. Like me, start with me, and you start with you. And I want to ask you, what do you need today? And how can I help? How can I serve you? Let me know and send me a comment. Leave me a comment, send me a message, and let's touch base. And if you're looking for a group, if you're looking for a support system, please reach out to me and let me know if you want to participate in my group. If you want to, if you're looking for the community, let's go ahead and build one. So, and if you're in need of some coaching, I'm actually getting ready to start my beta group soon. So, again, if you're interested in that, let me know. And I'm going to leave you with this. I took a class called the ABCs of Relationship several years back. It was Apostle Anita Dawson, Lady Overflow on Facebook. She taught this class so beautifully, and that has always stood out to me ever since. So there's three components to it. The A stands for alignment, the B stands for boundaries, and the C stands for connection. So proper alignment coupled with good boundaries and proper connection can cause your relationships to really start that connection. The connection, like I'm thinking about the hand, and how are your relationships? How's your alignment? And how are your boundaries? Are you properly aligned? What are your hands? Does your life kind of look like this, where everything's everywhere? You know, sometimes it's good to just get a different perspective and cause things to line up. So I hope that helped someone tonight. If it did, let me know. So I'm grateful for you. I'm grateful for you taking the time to watch this video. Thank you so much for your time, your attention, and I hope to hear from you soon. Until next time, let's remember that hope reconnects, and we want to reclaim ourselves, reconnect our family, and rebuild our community, one heart at a time. This is Irina Currington with Hope Reconnect, and I am glad to serve you as your parent coach, as your transformational parent coach. Until next time, God bless you.